She got her own show, and now she's going to talk about, the Joe Budden Podcast and basically calling them misogynistic. Interesting, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Because y'all want to be difficult. Because us men are simple. We want to make money and get fit. Everything else comes with that. Everything else comes with that. If you got the money, you fit, and you listen and focus on your character too. For all men out there, listen, focus on your character, focus on your morals, get to a bag, focus on your health. Everything else is gonna come. That's why there's only a small portion of self-help books, because we're simple. Keep it simple, stupid. But because your mind and the wiring in your brain is all over the fucking place, all over the fucking time, you got to go to this deep shit. There's so many different self-help books on how to be the best mom, how to be your best self, fuck the niggas, decenter the men, all this extra shit. But what y'all don't realize is that you fucking yourself up. And guess what? Them type of niggas, guess what type of man you're going to end up getting? A liberal man. A liberal man who like to put who like to get the bull rings in his nose. That's what you're going to get. That's exactly what you're going to get. Because I have yet to see an actual really good, I'm talking about a phenomenal woman. Feminine, does everything right, great morals, great character. I have not seen, I'm pretty sure there's some that slip through the cracks, but I rarely see the fact that a really great woman like that not be able to keep a man. But guess what? If you listen to Melyssa Ford, best believe you might as well go ahead and plan for about the next 10, 12 years. You're going to be single. And you probably going to miss your opportunity with the man that you need, not the one that you want. The man that you need. Because a lot of y'all go for the shit that y'all want. You don't go for what you need.
That are in there.
How come men don't have that? I've seen, don't get me wrong, I know there are some. But how come I don't see men having this situation? Yeah, I think Charlamagne is married with kids. But my thing is this. Because, again, women leave men, especially if they're educated and they go to school, right? They got their college degrees. They typically leave men at a 70% clip. Their marriages at a 70% clip. But I still don't see as many men getting on platforms talking about decentering women or none of that. I don't see it. I'm pretty sure there are some, but I don't see it as much. But yet and still, these same individual women, because mind you, Melyssa Ford, again, she had an entire podcast talking about the relationships that she'd been in and the ones that she left. All of them that she left. Had opportunities to be married and she left, right? But yet, there have been situations where women have done men dirty. I'm talking to the most scandalous shit. But yet, I don't hear men getting on these platforms talking about their decentering women. They just say, you know what? I'm just finna make this hoe jealous. I'm finna go get in the gym. I'm finna focus on me. I'm gonna keep my head down for a minute and rock the fuck out. But I understand what I'm looking for next time. They don't never say, nah, man, I don't want to be in a relationship no more, man. I just, you know what? I just want to go into my spiritual realm because I have this spiritual awakening about myself. You know what I'm saying? And now, you know, because I'm at this point in my life now where, you know, the spiritual side of me is saying that I just need to focus on this and I don't necessarily need to focus on the women. Like, what? Like, what you talking about? You just say, nah, fam. If you want, listen, bro, keep your head down, go work, go grind, go find a new skill, get your bread up, hit the gym, everything will be straight. But for some reason, and again, it's not all of them. It's just women like this. Just women like this. Drive me insane. Well, see, the part that you aren't representing, Melyssa Ford, the part that you're skipping out on is that yes, men and women both, they have masculinity and they have femininity within themselves. But what you're not explaining is the fact that yes, men need to be more masculine. Name me a feminine man that was a leader. Name me a feminine man who uses emotions to make decisions. Name me a masculine man that uses his emotions to make decisions. Name me a leader that forefronted his feminine side in order to make a decision or to become something bigger or to be a martyr in the community. It wasn't his femininity, it was his masculine. So yes, we all understand that. Yeah, we carry that. We understand that. But there's a time and a place for that. I'm pretty sure men are vulnerable. That's why men cry in the fucking car or they cry in the shower. But they don't let the family see it. Reason being because guess what? Your family looks up to you. You are the leader of the household, but they see you hooping, hollering, and crying in front of everybody. Then guess what? That, regardless of how you want to look at it, that's going to do something to them. That's going to do something to them. That's going to do something to them. So that's why they say, look, you can't show your weakness, bro. You can't. I get it. You know, they want you to be vulnerable. Cool. But there's only a certain amount that you give. There's only a certain amount that you give. I'll give you an example. I saw this video the other day. Kid you not. And it was a line of fellas. And no, this wasn't Pop the Balloon. There was a line of fellas. And the question was, and I guess it was this girl, you know, she had to choose amongst these other guys. And the question was, when was the last time, what was something that made you cry? And Buddy said, man, I just lost my best friend last year. And literally it hit him. It triggered him. And Buddy, you know what I'm saying? He teared up a little bit. He's like, damn, man, I lost my best friend. You know what I'm saying? It's really tough on me, dog. Like, that was my guy. Kid you not. She did not choose him because she said she felt that was a little weird for him to cry because he lost his best fucking friend. And that's just one example of many. So miss me with the behavior. So miss me with the crap of, well, this is the patriarchy telling you that men should not be emotional. No. There's a reason behind it. They don't just say the shit just to say it. There's a reason why they tell a lot of women not to be masculine. There's a reason behind it because a lot of men aren't attracted to that. They aren't. But you don't want to listen to that. We're not just saying that to fucking downplay you. We're not saying that to say that you ain't shit. No, we're telling you that because that's what it is. A feminine woman don't want a feminine man. A feminine woman wants a masculine man. A masculine man does not want a masculine woman. A masculine man wants a feminine woman. Yin and fucking yang. That's the only way it's going to work. You can't put two fucking positives together. That shit won't work. It won't work at all. So you have to understand that. Nobody's telling men, listen, bro, you can't cry, you can't express yourself. Nobody's telling you not to do that. But if you start doing it all the fucking time, if you start doing it for every little situation, like, hey man, what we doing? What you crying for? What you crying for now? What you whining about now? Stop crying, get to it. Crying ain't gonna help the situation. Fix the problem. Take action on the problem. Whatever the situation is, take action on it. Figure it out. That's why we say that. That's why we say little boys shouldn't cry. Cool little fella, you fell and scraped your knee. I bet. You scraped your knee a little bit. But wait, what you screaming and crying so hard for? I get it. You fell. But understand, suck it up. Because there are going to be bigger issues in life. And if you cry over something small like this, I'm telling you, the world going to eat you alive. So that's why they tell you to be tough. Because you're going to go through trials and tribulations in life. You're going to go through dark times in life, bro. But you got to be able to weather that fucking storm. And crying ain't going to help you do it. That's why we tell you that. That's why men say that. What we talking about, bro? What are we talking about? Come on, man. Come on, bro. What I'm about to do is massage my motherfucking head. No. See, this is where it goes left. I'm not sitting between no other man's legs so he can massage my head. I don't care if he is my best friend. Yeah, I've hugged my friends. Yeah, I hug my friends. Yeah, they're my friends, bro. They're like brothers. Yeah, that's a showcase of intimacy. Yeah, it's good, fam. Like, bro, how you feeling, bro? How you been? How you doing, dog? You straight? Family good? Yeah, bro. Like, we good. It's an intimate hug. Yeah, we understand that, bro. Like, we're not saying that. But what you're not about to do is sit up here and gaslight me and tell me that I need to sit between my homeboy's legs and like, hey, man, I need a head massage, Brody. Like, I need that. No, what I'm gonna do, I will find a girl to do that for me. No, stupid. Not finna do that. Hey, bro, massage my head, bro. Nah, we wired different. And you're not finna, no, not happening. Not happening. Just like when y'all be having sleepovers and shit, y'all be testing out kissing each other and shit. So you think men should do that too? That's what you think? If men kicking to each other, you think they should test out kissing each other too? That's what you're saying? Because basically it's okay and you sit between her legs and goddamn it, you massaging her head for what? So if I'm sitting next to my homeboy, if I'm sitting next to the homie, should I tell him, hey bro, can you know what I'm saying, scratch my back, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, get up under the shirt, bro. Like, scratch my shit, dog. Like, scratch my back, bro. Like, yeah. Oh man, that shit feels so good, bro. What we talking about? And this is where the conversation goes left. This is where the conversation goes left. Massage. Yeah, you crazy as hell. Massage my head, bro. I'm finna sit between your legs. Listen. I'm sitting between your legs. My hands in my lap like this. My feet crossed, my legs and feet crossed, while you massaging my head. And I would be like, oh shit, bro. Hey, bro, that's a good spot right there, bro. That's it right there, big dog. And he up this bitch. Yeah, bro. I got you, dog. You know what I'm saying? I got you, bro. Don't even trip, bro. I got you. Like, come on, man. Like, get it, man. Miss me with that shit. Dog.
And it doesn't.
My bad. I said this is why she left the Joe Budden podcast. The reason she left the Joe Budden podcast is simply because she believed, for the most part, that she wasn't being heard. But just because you're able to speak what you think or believe, don't mean you can't get questioned. Don't mean nobody can't question your thoughts or opinions. Just because it's an opinion, don't mean that nobody shouldn't question it. So if you felt attacked, that's on you. That's your personal problem. So if you wanted to protect your peace, cool, bro. But to sit up here and say it was misogynistic, nah. Because a lot of women tend to do that. They'll call something misogynistic when they hold women accountable, or they say the shit that a lot of women do, and all of a sudden, oh, why you attacking this? Man, nobody attacking you. We are telling you what we see, what we see from other men and other experiences that other men have had with you, what we have experienced personally, have gone through, or what we constantly see on a regular day basis or through social media. We speak from those points. That's why we speak in general, because we either experienced it, saw somebody else who knows somebody who's experienced it, saw it from a third person's perspective, and we see it online all the time. So we able to have these conversations. That's why we talk about it. It's not nobody attacking you. It's just what we see. Just as y'all said that y'all see men doing certain things and men that this is what y'all experience from men. Cool. But the problem is when we say it, it's nah, it ain't like that. It's a back and forth instead of, you know what? Okay. How do we fix it? What's the solution here? How do we fix the situation? And then when the man tells you exactly what it is, it get misinterpreted as if you didn't hear him. Well, we want you to be feminine. We want you to be sweet. You don't need to be masculine. Also, basically, you just want me to be a slave and shut the fuck up. Where the fuck did I say that at? When did I say that? Where? In what level and what point did I make that it sounded anything remotely close to that? And then next thing you know, we having a conversation about the fucking conversation. Because the reason in this aspect, I get it. And I just said, and it might be a little bit, I might kind of backpedal a little bit when I say this. When it comes to that bear versus man conversation, I don't care what y'all talking about. That shit ain't safe. That is not safe at all to choose a bear. And you don't understand the meaning. I understand the meaning behind it. You're trying to say that men are more dangerous. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. But however, guess what? Last time I checked, it's more dangerous to be around a woman than it is a man. Go look at the percentage of relation. Go look at the relationship, the percentage of relationships. What type of relationships tend to have the most domestic violence cases? It's women on women. Lesbian relationships tend to have more DV cases than any other sort of relationship. And guess who falls at the bottom in like the 20%? The men and men. And then what falls right up under the women and women is the man and women relationships. Which then because based off of the percentages, because men are on the lowest totem pole of that situation, they're in the 20%, while the 70% lies within the lesbian relationships. So what that then, in my brain, what that then translates to is this. When it comes to that second tier, which is the heterosexual relationship, it ain't always the man that's starting the shit. And then because most times, why y'all say that men are dangerous, a lot of times men try to avoid the situation. Kind of like Sha'Carri Richardson and her boyfriend in the airport. She hitting him, pushing him, doing everything possible. And he walking away from her. Trying to avoid the situation, but she kept coming. So what that then leads me to believe is like, okay, if 70% of the women, 70% of DV cases are from lesbian relationships, and 20% are from men and men relationships, and then you got heterosexual underneath the lesbian, what's the common denominator of that? If you take 20%, so let's just say you take 20% away from that 70, that leaves you with what? 50%. That leaves you with 50%. That leaves you with 50%. Because I think the real number is 34. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's anywhere, I think it was 40 something percent 40-something% is the men. I mean, is the heterosexual relationships. For like 40-something%, somewhere in that realm. So out of that number, 20% of that could potentially be the man, but that other percent is the woman. So it ain't always the man. But we've created this narrative to think that it's always the man. We created this narrative to think that it's always the man putting her head between the washer and dryer. And that ain't the case. If anything, men try to diffuse the situation. They try to ignore the situation. They just walk out. They just leave the house. They walk away. They don't say nothing else. They just be quiet. They shut down. But the woman just continues to keep going. She throwing shit at them. She pushing them. She slapping them. Look at the movies, bro. Look at the movies. Look at all the movies you see. How many times have you seen it to where a woman just slapping the man because he said something wrong or he did something? She slaps him. And he just sit there and take that shit. It happens often. It happens often. But we don't look at that. We don't see that. We don't see like, oh, damn, bro. Like she violating this nigga, man. She slapping him and shit. Like, for what? It don't matter what he did. He didn't put his hands on you. But you putting your hands on him. But we don't see that, though. So when you talk about the man versus the bear, you talking about this big ass animal who is more likely to be a predator, especially if he backed up in the corner. You mean to tell me that you are more afraid of the man than the bear? But last time I checked, I'm pretty sure a man would say, yeah, I'd rather choose the woman than be around that fucking bear. Because once I go to sleep at night, I don't know what the fuck gonna happen. That bear might eat me a fucking alive. Come on, dog. Come on, man. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. Raw. I agree with that. And mind you, some women, and here's the thing too. And this is mind you, ladies, I'm telling you. The destination is to get a man that's going to appreciate you, that's going to love and admire you, right? For those of you who want to be in a relationship, for those of you who want that, right? You got to understand. And this is why I had this conversation before with this other chick who was talking about her guy. What was his name? Taylor, I think. And this was the conversation I said, what are you doing for him? And again, this is the conversation I was trying to have with Ashley, but it wasn't clicking in her head. I was telling her, I said, shorty, if I already set the expectation without having to ask you, if I set the expectation to open your door for you, do all this, I guess you can call it extra, but you know what I'm saying, it's a bare minimum for me, opening the door and shit like that, just general behavior. That's bare minimum, right? Opening the door for you. When we leave and we get there, opening the door for you, right? Pulling out your chair for you, boom, making sure you're straight, doing all of the gentlemanly things without asking you what I should do or what is it that you expect from me, because that's an expectation I have for myself, right? As the man, because we know now in today's world most men ain't doing it, so you already a step ahead. That's a gem for a lot of you fellas out there, right? But only for the right woman, though. And so what I was trying to explain is this. Okay, well, because I didn't have to ask to do this, I didn't ask you what were your expectations of me. I already understood the assignment. What is it that you can replicate on your end for me? And the only answer you had was what? My presence. What? How does that work? If I was the one to approach you, I was the one to, you were standing over there doing your thing. I had to approach you, converse with you a little bit, ask for your number. Then once I asked for your number, converse with you a little bit more, set up the date and time in which we were going to go on this date or whatever the case may be. After that, come pick you up Mind you. 9 times out of 10, most men, they're gonna want to, they're gonna make sure everything is straight. They're gonna clean it. They're gonna go wash the car. They're gonna go clean that bitch out, make sure it smells good. They gonna, if they need to, they may go buy some more clothes or some shit, you know what I'm saying? So they can best, make sure they on their A game, right? So you spending money, that's an investment. That's an investment. Yes, it is. You're doing that, then you have to put gas in the car. You want to fill the tank up because you don't want to be driving around on E. Right? Your pockets loaded, right? Gas tank on full now. Now after the gas tank is on full, you got to drive over there. Now you got to pick her up. You open, you may text her. Some people may text me like, hey, I'm 5 minutes out. Get ready. He may come to the door, whatever the case may be, or she may just already come out. When you tell her, like, hey, I'm outside, she may come out. You get out the car, boom. You open the door, she hop in, you drive all the way to the restaurant, wherever the hell it is y'all gonna go. You get out the car, walk around, you open the door. Now that you open the door, y'all walking, boom, you making sure that she ain't on the side of the street where she can get hit by a fucking vehicle. You walk inside, boom, you open the door for her, she walk through the door, you set up like, hey, look, let's go get a booth over here. Cool, right? Now that you got the booth and everything like that, or if you got a chair, you pull a chair for her, she sit down, boom, you push it in. Now you sitting there conversing with each other. Now you are enjoying each other's time. Throughout that entire time, what is it that you have done? Nothing. Everything he did, he set up. All you had to do was get dressed. Now we're having dinner with, you order your food. He ain't tripping. Y'all just having a good time. You ordering drinks. Y'all having a good time. I haven't mentioned anything about sex. I'm not talking about sex. I'm not. What is it that now? What is it up to this point? What value have you added to him already? What value? Anywhere from the time that he got your number to the time that y'all got to the restaurant, what value have you added? What value? I'm sorry for pausing it again, y'all. When they get old, they talk a bunch of nonsense that don't make no sense because they haven't experienced the real world. Yeah, I agree. But that's what I'm saying too. We provided a lot of effort up front already. But what value has been added on to us? Right? So we're carrying the load up front. We're carrying all of the load up front. What value is added? And so this is why we had this conversation yesterday. It's like, okay, so now we kicking it. So now we kicking it. Cool, we ain't tripping. And most men ain't gonna trip on this. So I want to make sure we're clear. But it's little points that you get as the woman. It's little points that you get. Give you a hint. If we're chilling, right? Kicking it, having a good time. The check comes. We're not expecting you to pay. We're not. Because we already know we're gonna pay. But the idea that, you know what, I know you're gonna pay. Listen, I appreciate you for this dinner tonight. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed my time. Do you want me to pay for the tip? Because I can pay for the tip. I can pay for the tip. Because I appreciate you taking me out. This was fun. You didn't have to drive me. I could have got an Uber. What? Appreciation. The fact that you appreciated the fact that I did all of this for you and understanding the fact of what it took for me to do all of this for you. That's one little trinket, right? That's one little trinket for you. Right? You offer to pay. He may say, no, you good, man. I got it. Don't even worry about it. I got the tip. Don't even trip. He may tell you that. But the fact that you even offer, that already puts you ahead of most. Now, you guys are conversing a little bit more. You guys rocked out with each other. Now, next time, because if you were asking proper questions during that date, instead of just feeding your face, now you get to understand who this person is, what he likes, what he don't like. Next time you see him. So let's just say, I'll give you an example. So let's just say he said, man, listen, man, I love fucking gum. I love gummy bears, bro. The gold pack. Oh my God. Y'all just kicking it. He ain't thinking about it. He ain't saying it to make you go and buy it. Y'all just talking. Y'all just conversing, having conversations. Man, I love the fucking golden gummy bears, man. Them hoes so good, bro. Listen, I'll take that over any candy. Oh, okay. Guess what? What you should do is take note of that. He loved the golden bears, the golden package. Bet. Watch this. Next time y'all meet, you thinking of him. So you stop by the store, you grab him the gold pack of gummy bears. Guess what that's gonna do for him? This is off the second meet. It's like, damn. He probably won't even remember that he even mentioned that he liked gummy bears. It's just the fact that you brought him gummy bears. You thought of him on your way over there. It's like, damn, I thought to stop and grab you some gummy bears because I remember you saying that you love gummy bears. You know how y'all like to say it's the thought that counts? That's a thought. Small shit that adds up over time. Now he's taking mental note like, damn, bro, like Shorty straight. I ain't never had no chick do no shit like that. Bro, a lot of these chicks, they just want to receive shit. They just want to receive. They ain't never provide no fucking value nowhere. Now she at your crib, she may see something out of place. First things first, don't ever just do it. Ask. Like, hey, I see that this is kind of messed up. You mind if I do that? And he might be like, oh yeah, shit, go ahead. Boom. He looking now it's triggering his mind. Y'all in the house together. Now you doing shit. Now you doing shit around the house. You got 3 dishes in there. She decided to wash. Like, hey, it's okay. Like, it's okay if I wash these dishes for you real quick. I mean, it's just 3 dishes. It's okay. I'll wash them for you. Oh, all right. Boom. Washing dishes. Mental note taking. It's the fact that she wanted to do something for you. She wanted to provide value for you. Now, I know some of y'all idiots is going to sit here and say, well, that's slave. No, it's not a slave mentality. It's adding value. It's adding value. Because what you don't understand is this. The more that you do for him, he's going to be willing to go all or nothing for you. The more you do for him, the more he's willing to go all or nothing for you. He going to go all in. Everything that he possibly can. He going to make sure, like, man, look, man, this girl deserves everything that she gets. Because she does, man, I'm telling you, she does everything. But y'all don't want that because y'all think it's slave work. You think that you don't need to add value. You think that you're supposed to just fucking exist. But mind you, there are some women who do this. And then there are some men who don't take heed to it. They don't appreciate it. And I understand that. I do. I 100% understand it because there are some good women who did all of these great things for these sucker ass dudes. And I understand that it happens. I know it happens. I get it. So I'm not talking in that regard, but I'm talking about the man who actually values that. And he pours back into that. Just as much as she add value, she pours into it and he pours back. And y'all come together. That's what I'm talking about. Well, that's probably because the way that she went about it is not the way that you went about your life for the riches and fame that you did. You sold your soul, shorty. You sold your soul to get the fame, to get all of that. That's what you did. So of course, she lived a life that she thought was fulfilling, and she was happy. But you aren't fulfilled. You aren't fulfilled. That's why you aren't happy. That's why you're struggling. That's why you're struggling mentally. That's why you're struggling spiritually. That's why you can't keep a man. You're struggling on the inside. You talk about we're disintegrating, man. No, you just are. You sold your soul, bro. The decisions that you made in the past caught up to you. So now you're coping. All this is a cope. That's all this is. Because of the decisions that you made in your past as a youngin', it's all cope now. Because you understand now that you are in a place where most men aren't checking for you anymore. You ain't hot shot Melyssa Ford no more. They ain't checking for the video vixen Melyssa Ford no more. They ain't looking at you no more. And I'm pretty sure the men that you want don't want you. But see, the problem is you keep looking for the man that you want instead of the man that you need. You keep talking about what I want. Nah, you need him. It's what you need. And so that's why, and you envy your mom. I think that's envy. You envy your mom because she lived a simple life, and you thought that the riches and the fame, the private jets, and the dating the celebrities and all that shit was gonna be fulfilling for your life, and it wasn't. Because you put your career first, you put your body in your career first, and matter of fact, let me rephrase that. You put your soul, your body, and your career first over everything else. And now you're here. But yet and still, you don't want to say that you are the problem. It ain't the men, it's you. You're the issue. Just like Halle Berry, just like Tracy Ellis Ross, just like Kendra G. I'm gonna keep saying the name, just like Kendra G, just like Cheyenne Bryan, just like the rest of them Jones out there who having issues with dating and relationships. But they don't want to take accountability for that shit. All of a sudden it's spiritual. No, you just are a problem. You are an issue. And don't nobody want you. Just like the Amanda Seals. Don't nobody want no fucking Amanda Seals. Y'all saw her last video that she made on TikTok up there just eating and chewing and shit with them nappy ass dreads? Don't nobody want that shit. Ain't nobody checking for her. Don't nobody want her. And that's the problem. He said, "Soldier sold to the devil." And what does joy look like to y'all? I'm gonna ask the chat the question. What does joy look like to y'all? Great health, covered by God, good money, families taken care of, not a worry in the world, everybody's happy and healthy. Options of the world because of the businesses that I have built, the people that I have helped, the people that are impacted by me because of the sacrifices that I have and will continue to make in order to make sure that people around me are squared away, putting my people in positions to succeed and thrive in the world, changing people's lives through my efforts. That's what joy is. And knowing that I'm covered, and most of all, knowing that I'm covered by God. That's what brings me joy. That's what's going to always bring me joy. Knowing that I've impacted somebody's life and changed their life for the greater good. Mentally, physically, financially. All of it. That's the joy. That's the joy. So men are pretty simple. 1000%. Men are simple. Simple creatures.